Hey guys, I'm Robert, and this is sort of going to be the story about how I went from $1,000 in my checking account to generating over $10 million in online sales in just 4 years. And crazy enough, this all started from my basement. Maxed out credit cards, loans, countless sleepless nights, and a huge strain on being a dad and a husband. To now. My business is on track to do $10 million in revenue this year alone, and we're set to have a new headquarters the size of a freaking Target. I've been able to give new opportunities to my family and friends. I've bought my dream car, I can take my family on vacations, and I've even been able to buy other businesses. Basically, I've built the life for myself that I've always wanted. But the journey to get here has been extremely challenging, and it's been far from easy. I want to give you guys a window into the story that's still unfolding. If you feel like you're stuck and you don't know what to do, I hope my story can inspire you to show you that there is a way to turn things around and make your life what you want it to be. So I called up my buddy Chris, who just so happens to be a fantastic storyteller, and this is a day in my life.
What trait has allowed you to get to where you are?
It's really just the ability to take on stress and execute to fix the problem that's creating the stress.
He might be falling asleep in the shower.
Oh my god.
Wow,
Should
he's
we send
something.
life support?
Should we go check on him?
Fall asleep in there?
No. he's awake. Does he actually fall asleep in there?
He will put his head against the wall and sit there like this.
On average, let's average it out, what kind of profit margins are you seeing?
The business, all through growing it and from when I first started, I've stuck pretty closely to 15% after all expenses.
What's on the menu for today?
Some stress, some more stress, and I don't know yet. I'm still waking up. I'd say right now the biggest struggle and the hardest part about this is the amount of people that we have. I've got 35 people that I am 100% reliable for their well-being currently. Now, if this place goes belly up, sure, they can get another job, but I could not imagine what that would be like to me if that happened. I got a lot of family here now too, and friends that work here. Like, it's a lot riding on my shoulders.
Robert, do you remember what I told you on day one?
Everything's a movie.
Everything's a movie.
Another thing, I work for myself, so I certainly do make my own schedule. But that also means that you can really be a piece of crap and not do anything if you wanted to. You can really get comfortable and complacent with being the business owner and not have to really do anything once you get the moving parts in place and the people in place to do them for you. That would be terrible for your business, because if you're not there growing it and feeding it and making it better, it's just going to more than likely fall apart, or over time fall apart. Then you're left with nothing at the end. Our potential customer base is massive. Wherever you live watching this video and you're driving down the street, every single business that you see is a potential customer of ours. The potential for growth and revenue of this place is almost exponential. I really think there is a way and a path for the Hat Launch to grow to 100 million, 500 million, and maybe even $1 billion in revenue if we do this right.
Tell me maybe a little bit about what the day is looking like so far.
Yeah, we're gonna get in, and I want to look at the sales that have come in so far. We can at least look at the order values and see if my pricing changes have had a positive impact there. Now that we have a CFO and a COO, I'm able to focus on solely developing the business further, improving processes, writing code, and driving profitability through the code and pricing. And I get to focus on the business and growing the business, which is where I've always wanted to be. It's where I excel at. I want to hit the gym really bad. It's like actually the number one thing on my priority list. No, but seriously, I do want to sign up for a gym. Long overdue. It's the next pillar of success in my life that I'm trying to get on top of. I don't even know how my brain works, honestly, working on that. But it's the day can change at any moment. There's this huge running list of things in the business that I know that I need to do to bring in more business or improve a process. And basically it's the one that's giving me the most anxiety or the one that's giving me the most discomfort that I prioritize and work on first. That's kind of how I operate. My thumb is always on the data. Average hats sold, average order value, average repeat customer numbers. We're on a course and trajectory to close out the year doing over $1 million a month and hopefully going to do more than 10 million this year. That is the goal. That's what I want to get to.
So right now you're seeing a little bit of a dip in revenue. Maybe tell me a little bit.
Yeah, we're in a little pain point right now where revenue's dipped, but this happened before. This happens every time this year, and I just got to remind myself of that and just ride it out. Going back to not really knowing how my brain works, really through my entire life, I've never let things really affect me that much. Whatever happens, happens. I know that if I work my hardest and do everything I can to make something happen or come through, that it's going to. I can hyper focus on more revenue because you're in a downtime. It's scary. So you start to roll out these things that you've been wanting to do but didn't have the time or the energy or the focus to do it. And now like you're forced to do it because, hey, holy shit, revenue's down a little bit.
So today we're taking a picture of T-Pain's hat. Not T-Pain the individual, but his company, Nappy Boy Automotive. So Mark has been my best friend since first grade. He moved to Thailand, probably 8 years ago now. I've always known Mark was the most creative person I've ever known. And I've always thought about and dreamt about getting him involved with this and using his creative skills here because I knew it'd have a great impact. I think that's good, but we still got some dust and stuff, so I'm gonna... Oh.
It's funny to say it, but get the band back together.
I just don't want to put it out there like I'm an employee. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes.
Right?
Yeah. You can say that. So I'm an independent contractor here in Hamm.
It was the beginning of the school year in 1995. I was just starting first grade, and my family had just moved to town.
I walk outside at recess time, and I see this kid. He looks so cool with his blonde hair, and he's over there just doing karate kicks on a wall.
Just sort of keeping to myself. At first I thought he was judging me, but after a minute I could tell he was just impressed. I
walk up, I'm a little intimidated because he's really good at it. I go up and I give him a good kick, hey man, can I be your friend? And at that moment, I think we knew we were meant to be friends. It's cool, the graph really highlights huge days and bad days. Consistently hovering around this $15,000, $20,000 mark with these huge days sprinkled in. This climb right here is the hardest fucking thing you'll ever do in your life. I promise. Stress, financials, employees, what my life has been the past few months is making sure that this graph is going up like that.
The hardest part has been funding the growth. That has definitely been the most stressful. Spending months on end working with banks, sending financial statements and having them really just owning you to get money to be able to afford the equipment and inventory. It's brutal. It's not fun. I don't have investors. Our cash flow is our customers ordering every single day.
How did you get your first 100 customers?
So I knew who my target audience was, which was basically car people, because I'm a car person myself. So I knew their likes, their interests, and I knew how to target them. First 100 customers would have been posting on Facebook groups. Basically, if you know who the audience is and you have a good product, you can target that audience and sell it to them. This works for any product. So my first big sale was like $3,000. and it was from a Facebook post that I made on my personal page showing that I had just gotten my first machine.
All right.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist. That's a good angle.
We've needed to increase our prices for almost 2 years now. We've just been reluctant to do it. I'll do like a cost analysis versus all of our competitors in the marketplace, and I still always want to come under those guys. People can still get the same price that they got before. They might just have to order a few more than they would have the last time they ordered. Made some changes to the ordering process and the UI here to kind of help the customer through understanding what they're currently paying per hat, how much they could save if they added more to the cart, and then kind of like reward them as they're going along, building out their order.
I want it a little bit darker and moodier. Oh no.
I think it makes us look kind of good, like that we're not gatekeeping our pricing and we're not making people give us anything to see our prices or to shop our site.
We're pushing them to order more, but they're still able to purchase with 1 or 2 hats if they want to. A lot of our competitors, you don't even get that option.
They want big orders. They don't want to deal with the customers that we deal with. What we're doing is not easy. In the past 6 months, we've had 2 calls with people that run ads in the same place as us, asking us to acquire them to take over the work because they can't keep up.
Every single part of the process starts to break when you start stressing it beyond what it can take. And we've done this probably 6 times now with these growth phases where we double what we're doing. I have to go in and just like completely go to the drawing board and redo how we're doing things. When you get behind on orders and you still have orders coming in every day, it is something that can quickly, exponentially build up to something that you can never get out of.
All right, so here's the before and the after. Basically, I'll do this for like 5 hats a day. You know, I get plenty of content that I'm able to use even when I go back to Thailand. So 1 year for Christmas, Robert got a drum set. I already had my electric guitar, so we had the idea to start a band.
I actually moved into the neighborhood that Mark lived in, so that was super exciting. Oh, there's Robert. Nothing to worry about. I keep that thing on me at all times.
I think we were in 3rd grade.
Locked and loaded.
So we'd already been friends for a little while, and I came over to his house on Christmas Day.
So he took this Red Ryder wagon and put his guitar and his amp and wheeled it over to my house, and we sat in my basement and we started writing music. Yeah, I don't remember my mom taking all these pictures. Worthen Wildcats. I also have a cockroach on my hand. And my sister had this like little cassette player that I could actually record with a microphone, and we recorded our first song onto it.
We gotta crank this one.
But then we had this other new kid move to the neighborhood, Ryan, who played bass guitar. So then we had electric guitar, drummer, and a bass guitar.
The rest is history. We sucked for a long time, but
you say it's what you want.
I think around 6th grade or 7th grade, we started to get pretty good.
It's what you wanted for someone else.
There were a few other local bands, and we kind of realized that we were getting better than them, so. We played a show at this church. I sort of like slipped and fell straight on my back in the middle of the show. And everybody thought that I did it on purpose, that it was just like a dance move. It was a really fun thing, just like living that band life. Oh God, that's so bad.
Make time to build another one in your...
We had an EP that we saved up to record. It was like $550 per song.
God, man, I just remember hearing our music professionally recorded in the recording studio on a great set of speakers for the first time was just like, holy shit, this is us? How did we do this? So then we recorded 4 more songs. And then an actual, I don't know if you'd call him a producer, or a scout from MTV found us on MySpace and actually reached out to us and said, hey, we'd like to use your music on some of our TV programs.
We thought it was a scam at first, but it ended up being legit.
And they used our music on, I think, 4 episodes of the TV show Next, which was a hilarious dating TV show, and it's funny to even think that our music was on that show.
I remember coming into school the next day, and people were like talking about it.
It's crazy. Like, how many other people can say that?
And we ended up making, I think, like $6,000 from it. So
These are the best days.
Play baseball there. I'm looking at some of the local gyms to us to try and filter one down. And this website looks like it was built in 1995. And I wonder if I can barter my web design skills for a free membership to the club. Sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. Every ounce of my mental capacity I give away to something else is stealing it from myself and this.
I think right now I'm not so much worried about like my health in the sense that I'm going to die. It's more so, how can I maximize my potential? Being tired every single day, regardless of the amount of sleep I get, is something that has to get better. Like, I can't be tired.
Just for you.
I want to feel better during the day, because the better I feel, the more I can do, and the better I can be as a business owner, as a dad, as a husband.
A butter sandwich.
As a friend. But also thinking about the health perspective and dying. If I croak tomorrow from a heart attack, that's detrimental to this place, which has tons of people working for it. Going back to this all being on my shoulders, I want to be able to be around for my kids as long as I can.
Special delivery.
Also my wife, she needs me. So it does play into an effect now. I start to think about it more. I have not worked out in 10 plus years.
10 minutes and I'm dead. Oh God.
I was only able to do 10 minutes of cardio and 30 reps at 100 pounds on the upper body machines and stuff, but it felt great. Feeling my body aching right now, it's such a great feeling because you got your ass up and you did it.
Starting to sweat. This is intense. I'm out of shape. I'm super excited to meet this guy, talk to this guy again and see his factory.
So are you able to say what big accounts he has?
Yeah, they do hats for the United States Postal Service and a couple other high-end made-in-American retailers, actually.
How big do you think they are revenue-wise per year?
Oh, shoot, I have no idea, dude. How many U.S. postal workers are there?
So we've been needing to source and get our own hats. So to date, we've sent out probably almost 600,000 hats that have nothing on them indicating that we actually did them. So like, we source our blanks from other manufacturers that we're promoting them. We don't even have anything in that hat saying that we did it. So it's completely up to the person that got the hat and gave it to someone else to know that it came from us and tell them that, and they're not going to.
Red Apple's popping.
So we really, really, really need our own hats with our own brand in them. We need to create our own brand of hat. That is one of the next levels of us leveling up this thing. A great first step to that is doing a USA made hat in America, sourced by us, designed by us, made by us. I don't even remember how I found Mad Hatter, but I did. And they're only 2 hours away from our shop here, which is the closest hat factory in the United States. There's only a few USA made hat manufacturers around still. And the owner actually came out and saw our facility first, which I thought was crucial because I wanted them to see where we're at here and know what we're doing and know that I'm not just blowing smoke up his butt, but to that I am truly passionate about creating hats in America. Not only doing that, but how I've taken the custom embroidery business and revolutionized it with technology. I want to do the exact same thing with manufacturing in America.
How we feeling right now?
Very excited. This is cool.
You want to come see the factory, huh?
Let's do it.
And you want to take some pictures.
Yeah, whatever you're cool with us being was showing. Obviously.
The only thing, we got about 15 minutes
right,
because they go to lunch.
Yeah, no worries. Let's go. I want to go to his factory and become a partner. Hell, who knows? Maybe even acquire it at some point and put technology and processes in place that don't exist. Create processes, create technology that don't exist so that we can compete with an overseas cap price. And once we unlock that and do that, we are going to take over the industry. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to.
With my experience in the IT field and just how much my life revolves around tech has allowed me to look at every single microscopic part of this business and think, how can we apply tech? So utilizing my strengths as much as possible to really just eat, sleep, and breathe the business and turn it into an autonomous being that is just fed.
If I want to do something, I want to do it. I don't want to half-ass it. I don't want to start with the shitty $20 rice cooker. You know, I want to just go all in.
I am attempting to automate my daily meals, at least lunch, so I don't go to McDonald's.
Goodbye, McDonald's. Can I hear you say it?
Goodbye, McDonald's. I can't. Oh, I don't want to say that.
Forever.
I know. I don't want to say that.
Goodbye.
I love McDonald's.
So Robert moved to Highland, probably 6th or 7th grade, and he created a new life there and got a girlfriend. And we just started to drift apart. And
I think that one of the first songs that Mark wrote, where he's actually singing in it, was about our friendship.
It's a beautiful day.
Oh yeah.
And it has a way to make me feel like a child.
And that was around the time where we weren't really talking as much. You know, I left the band, and maybe they were upset that I left the band. I don't know. Probably not, but
I think it was mainly the girlfriend.
You know, the interest in being in the band, and like I kind of like stepped away towards the end of high school.
Everyone's alive. We talked a lot about our lives.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking cry. Stop it. Ah.
I wanted to have a lot of creative control into the parts that he played on drums. I think I was continually frustrating him.
The band kind of just fell apart after that.
I swear I won't
Yeah. Okay, I'm pausing that. Done. Jesus Christ.
You about to cry?
Yeah, I seriously am. Ugh. I know you love that.
When Robert originally called me saying, hey, come work for Hat Launch, I was really intrigued by the possibility, but didn't want to give up my amazing life in Thailand.
He's living both in Thailand and here for months at a time, doing it back and forth. But what's also really cool is he's actually become like a member of the family. To know that my family accepts him and he's been my best friend for so long, it is it means a lot to me.
Even though we weren't starting a band or were even going to be playing music, in a sense, it felt like getting the band back together.
Surrounding yourself with good people that you trust and care about. A lot of it comes back to caring about, like actually caring about the people. That goes so far, because if you care about them, they're probably going to care about you, and they're probably going to care about your business. I think the best way to have the best people around you, again, is to actually care about them and find people that you can align with and trust, and let them grow up with you, and always bring them along for the ride and never leave them on the sideline.